Coming up, registered dietitian Monica Moreno helps you get your picky eater to eat. Then, personal trainer Morgan Shapiro brings you 6 glute exercises requiring minimal equipment. I'll try them all from the basic to the, boy, is that working my glutes. Plus, school lunch is better than it's ever been, the benefits of heat for your body, and how headphones affect your hearing. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. It's no secret, it's hot. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and yeah, you knew it's hot if you're here in South Florida because just go anywhere, do anything. It's sweltering. However, the heat isn't necessarily bad for you. Although it may be inconvenient and you don't like being sweaty and sticky and muggy, deliberate heat exposure is actually good for your health and longevity. We'll get into that as I sit here and endure in the shade on this week's episode of SoFlo Health. But first, you have to watch this. Monica, I've got something for you.
Tell me.
Picky eaters. How do you deal with picky eaters, especially children?
I was going to say picky eating adults or children. So picky eating in kids is actually something that usually is a conditioned habit. Kids are very sensitive to power struggle. They don't have a lot of power in their lives because they are tiny little children. So when they sense that they are doing something that's ticking you off as the adult a little bit, they're going to capitalize on that and leech into it. So there are obviously certain foods which are more delicious and palatable. So if you start feeding them things that are highly palatable from a very young age, of course they're going to reject raw vegetables. Those are disgusting. Problem is we have a lot of cultural attitudes in this country with feeding where we're kind of lazy. We just give kids, oh God, I just can't, I'm just gonna give him a bar, I'm gonna give him a cookie. He'll only eat chicken nuggets. That's not true. In other countries, like for example, France, there's no such thing as a kid's menu. The kids eat exactly what the adults are eating in very small portions. We set kids up to eat all these chicken fingers and everything has to be dinosaur shaped and fun and in packages and wrappers, and they turn 12 and we're like, and now you have to eat a kale salad. What can you do to combat it? You have to expose a lot of foods. You have to always serve every food group on the same plate. You don't hold food as hostage or reward and say finish your plate and then get dessert. You don't say, oh, that's good for you, that's bad for you. You have to maintain an era of food neutrality, and at meal times you should eat with your child. You should involve them in the cooking process.
What about somebody watching right now and they're thinking, so maybe I can introduce some new foods to my child, but their child only eats chicken nuggets right now and that's all they've been given because their parents were kind of like, I don't know what else to do. How do you address, how do you, I guess, undo some of those bad habits? One
thing at a time. You start to give them, let's say, broccoli, and maybe it's not raw, God, I hope it's not raw broccoli. It's cooked and it's in a fun sauce and it's got like their favorite, maybe they like mustard, you put mustard on it, you put their favorite sauce on it and you expose 30 times is like a minimum. You don't say, eat the broccoli, it's good for you, eat the broccoli. It's just there. It's just there. It's food neutral zone. Kids and adults in general, most people can tolerate vegetables in a smoothie because they don't taste like anything in a smoothie, especially spinach and kale. You can also really bake a lot of vegetables into foods like lasagnas and even brownies and pancakes and waffles. So it's just a matter of having a good attitude and being very creative with the dish.
And then when it comes to, I guess, feeding a balanced diet to your child, like how do you, I feel like people, they grow up and they think, all right, I know what I eat, but like now what would I feed small me?
Do you want a protein? You want starch? You want plants, okay? And that should be pretty much at every meal and snack. And you have to always have texture and color and having fun plates with characters on them or little partitioned like bento boxes can also be really fun and exciting.
All right, so when it comes to, overcoming that barrier, introduce as much new food as possible. Don't force them into it, but offer it and they'll figure it out.
Exposure, neutrality, positive attitude, keep trying, keep feeding, keep enjoying, keep eating with your kid.
I can't just drop that heat is good for your health and not give you a little bit of context. Well, take dry heat, for example, that you deliberately expose yourself to in a sauna. That could be anywhere from 170 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's been shown to be good for your overall health, but also your cardiovascular system to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's, reduce the risk of dementia, and be good for your endothelial health or your blood vessels so that response is more active and readily available for you. That's what you want. This is certified personal trainer Morgan Shapiro. You're familiar with her if you've been watching SoFlo Health. And today we're at Kinesis Chiropractic. They have been nice enough to lend us their rehab facility so that Morgan can show you some stuff. Morgan, what's the stuff?
So this stuff is actually something that you guys can do at home right now with us. If you have a hip band, a mini band, and your own body weight, we're gonna run through and do a handful of exercises all for the glutes. So I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna demonstrate a rep or two,
Okay.
and then you're gonna do about 20.
Great.
You ready?
We love
All
that for me.
right. So I'm gonna be putting the band above my knees. You can do this on a bench, a chair, a couch, whatever you have. I want the bench to hit you right below the shoulder blades. We're starting off completely on the floor. Your feet are hip width apart, knees are touching. Now, as we thrust up, you're going to abduct, so you're bringing the knees out, and then right back to that starting position, up and down, up and down. Bring your hands together for me. There you go. Up and down, knees all the way back to that. I want you to come all the way down to the floor at starting position and then right back up. You're gonna hold on to whatever you have in front of you here, it could be the wall, and you're gonna give me a single leg kickback.
So
little
stand here.
bend, yep. Little bend in your left leg if you're kicking your right back.
Okay, so a little bend in my left leg
And then send it right back, maybe a step forward.
I got long legs.
He's a little bit taller than me, clearly. And then kick it back, and then right back, good. And he's maintaining that bend in that left knee, that's what I want. Okay, so you're going to get down on the floor, lie on your back. You're going to bring your legs up to 90 degrees. So now I don't want the knees all the way up here. That's gonna be cheating. Keep them back, feet flexed. Hands can stay by your side, and you're gonna bring the knees out and right back in. Out, right back in.
And how many sets, reps, how often should somebody do this?
So if you're just starting off, maybe let's start with 10. When I run through this giant circuit, I'm doing 20, back to back to back. When I get through all the exercises, I rest about 90 seconds, and then I do it again, usually like 3 to 4 rounds, depending on how much time I have in the day.
Excellent. Well, if you liked these 3 exercises, Morgan actually has 3 more, but first you have to keep watching SoFlo Health. Come right back for 3 more challenging glute exercises with Morgan and what's new for Broward School Lunch once SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you. Innovations in modern medicine. From your team of eye experts at Bascom Palmer Eye Institute.
Mike Krumholtz woke from a nap with a severe corneal infection that nearly cost him his left eye.
It's terrifying, my friends, seeing the pictures of my eye.
Mike saw 4 doctors in 30 days, but didn't receive a diagnosis until he met with Dr. Guillermo Amezcua, an ophthalmologist and corneal specialist at Bascom Palmer Eye Institute.
Corneal infection is when a bacteria, a parasite, or a fungi gets inside the corneal tissue. He unfortunately catch a really bad infection, which is called acanthamoeba. It's a parasite that invades the cornea. The highest risk factor is contact lens use. They're not taking good care of the contact lenses, sleeping with them, swimming with them.
Here at Bascom Palmer Eye Institute, Dr. Amezcua and the team in the Ocular Microbiology Lab developed a treatment using photodynamic therapy to kill the infection and reduce inflammation in the cornea.
The light therapy is a chemical that we put in the cornea. So our goal is to kill the infection and prevent the cornea from having a perforation.
He's the only one that gave me hope, and I had all my trust in him.
Mike is now infection-free. He hopes to one day regain full vision in his left eye and says Dr. Amezcua helped him see the light again.
I can go to the beach now. He saved my eye, really.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. This is still personal trainer Morgan Shapiro, certified personal trainer Morgan Shapiro. And earlier we did 3 glute exercises. Now we have 3 more. So Morgan, What's next?
So again, the band is going to be above the knees. So step one, and now we're gonna be on the floor for these next three. So if you'd like to get a mat out, maybe you have some soft carpeting, I definitely recommend a little cushion. So we're gonna be lying on our side like this. This bottom leg is going to be bent. Your knee is going to be in line with your body. Now this leg is gonna be out, and I want you to put your toe down, heel up.
Okay.
You're already gonna feel it a little bit here. You can relax your head, and then you're just gonna go up and down. So it's all about control and isolation.
So this is pretty new to me, so.
So you can lay this arm out,
Okay.
rest your neck on your bicep.
Okay.
This one stays bent, this is straight. And
Straight.
now you're gonna try to point your toe as far down as you can, heel is up.
Okay.
And I want you to go up to the ceiling. Try to keep that toe down, up, down, good.
Oh God, that's difficult for me on the left
And
side.
again, yeah, you may find one side a little bit harder than the other. Make sure this leg doesn't go too forward. I want it to pretty much stay stacked in line with your hips. Toes, try to keep that toe down, heel up. That's
Yeah,
the
this left
hardest
glute
part.
is always the one that's.
One side will give you a little bit more trouble, but you guys at home, when you try this, you'll have to let us know. How did you do with the toe down and the heel up? Did you struggle with it? Are you feeling your glutes on fire?
I wonder if Don Bailey did these. Probably not.
Now, again, the band is going above our knees, but we're gonna kind of bring it on top of our knee, and I'm
Okay.
gonna show you why. Because we are getting on all fours for this one, I want your knee to hold down the band right here. So now we are on all fours, this foot is flexed, you're going up and down. When you go up, you're kind of think to kick the roof up, right? You're going up, feeling the isolation right there. And I don't want you to kick so hard that you arch the back. Small and isolated. Okay, last one. We're doing an extended range of motion fire hydrant. So what does that mean? We're doing a fire hydrant exercise, but we're making it a little bit harder. So you're gonna have your hands on the floor a little bit to your side, and you'll see why. Because as we're coming down, you wanna be centered from here, then we go up and you're lifting that leg to a fire hydrant.
This?
There, and then right
And then
back
carry-
down, and up again, there we go. Good. So I would move through all either 6 or 3 in a row, 20 reps each time. So 20, if it's a single leg, 20 on the right, 20 on the left, back to back to back. When you're done with all of them, rest about 90 seconds and try to aim for like 3 to 4 rounds. But
Great.
if you do one and you're working on your form, that's a win.
Excellent. Morgan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Grab a band, grab a friend, and hit the ground, do the workout. Today we're at Boyd Anderson High School in Broward County, and the school year is just around the corner. Yes, it's summertime, but enjoy it because school's starting soon, and if you're a student or have a child that is a student, then school lunch is going to be a big part of your year. In fact, it's going to be every day. Whether you bring your lunch or you get it here at school, you want to know about what's in it, what you should eat, and if it's healthy for you. We're going to find out more from Casey and Chef Andre right now. I'm now joined by Casey. Casey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us, what do you do at Broward County Public Schools?
So I am the new program manager for the Nutrition and Education Training Department, and I'm also a registered dietitian and diabetic educator.
And obviously we're in an empty cafeteria because right now the school season, or the school season, I'm talking like this is sports, the school year hasn't begun yet, but it's just around the corner. So what's new for the coming school year?
We are very excited for the school year coming up. The first day of school, we are having a luau in all of our cafeterias. We are promoting Slushy. Surfboard Design Contest winner was put onto the packaging for that, so we're offering that the first day of school. We are offering new menu options.
Our team has been working daily over the summer, myself included, writing recipes, creating these recipes, revamping the recipe just so when it comes out for the students, it's a knockout of the park, first try.
What goes into the health of the food?
So the 2020 to 2025 dietary guidelines for Americans suggested to reduce salt and to increase fiber. And so the USDA implemented those guidelines into us. And so what we have done at Broward County Public Schools district-wide is that we have reduced the sodium content for all of our meals. And we offer a fresh fruit or vegetable at every single meal. This school year, we're reducing our sodium intake even more. So the USDA has come in and we're reducing it by 10% at lunchtime. And so what we have done with that is it's given us an opportunity to be really creative with our menu choices, and we're applying garlic and oregano and rosemary and curry and all sorts of seasonings into our meals next school year.
If people would like to learn more about what's going on in Broward County Public Schools, specifically around food, how can they?
So they can go to our website, and they can also follow us on all of our social media sites.
Excellent. Well, Casey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. How often do you use headphones? Are some in your ears right now? Find out how headphones affect your hearing after the break on SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we've been talking about the ways that heat's actually good for you. The summertime, it's hot and annoying. I'm lucky and have a cloud overhead right now, but the heat is actually good for you. And another way that it is via heat shock proteins. The production of heat shock proteins in your body is triggered by heat, and it actually protects you from, you guessed it, heat. But not just heat, also extreme stressors, like stress in your life or physical strenuous stress from exercising. The more heat shock proteins you have, the better for your stress response and repairing tissues that are damaged. So you can thank the sweltering South Florida heat for your increased production of heat shock proteins. We're back at Conviva Proactive Senior Care, and I'm joined by Dr. Ferguson Ramirez today here in Kendall. Doctor, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us, what happens here?
This is a primary practice, and we offer any services that patients currently receive from a primary care provider. For instance, we offer routine wellness care, labs, diagnostics, disease management programs, specialist referrals, with excellent patient experience.
And what else do you offer?
We offer 24/7 access to on-call providers, lab drawing station in-house, test reminders to stay on top of things like lab work, screenings, immunizations, and more. We offer a wellness center with fitness classes, yoga, Zumba, nutrition support, free activities, and more.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you have everything someone could need.
Yes, we do.
Great. And what drew you to come here in the first place?
So many things. And I really do think this is the future of healthcare. I love helping patients be more informed and more proactive about their health. Here, our patients are busy. And I love being a part of this innovative care system that makes getting care so easy, so convenient for our patients, because I think this is the way healthcare should be.
Great. Yeah, and ultimately that ends up in better care for the patient.
100%.
Great.
Yes.
And if people would like to learn more, how can they?
Give us a call and go to our website.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming.
You got
for
it.
Sure.
We've talked a lot about external heat and how it's good for your health, but internal heat is pretty good too. Really, it's one and the same. When you get hot on the outside, kind of hot on the inside, burning things up. However, introducing heat internally can be good for you as well if it's done so via paprika, cayenne, or other hot spices or peppers, especially those that contain capsaicin. They've been linked with being good antihistamines, good for your digestive health, and even increasing libido. Yeah. Watch this. Do you like music? Of course you do. Who doesn't like music? And if you like music, you know that loud music is so much better than quiet music. But loud music, along with a myriad of other loud sounds, can cause hearing damage. But what about headphones? The scientific community seems to disagree depending on who you ask. Are over-the-ear headphones like these better? Or are earbuds like these better for your hearing? Some say that earbuds like these are more damaging for your hearing because they're physically closer to your eardrum. And others say that doesn't make much of a difference. Most headphones of all kinds emit somewhere between 85 and 110 dB, also known as decibels, of noise. One thing experts seem to agree on is that there's no safe headphone. Any headphone or headset can create enough volume to damage your ears. And something else that they agree on is that it's not just the volume you need to worry about, it's also the length of exposure. Recommendations for headphone usage vary. However, a good rule of thumb is to not listen to your headphones over 80% maximum output for longer than 90 minutes in a single day. Again, the basics are the louder the volume, the less amount of time it takes to damage your hearing, and the lower the volume, the less of a chance it's going to damage your hearing in the first place. While the debate of earbuds versus headphones may be on, there is one principle that is a little helpful, and that's that a lot of us, out of habit, will turn up the volume to drown out whatever else is going on around us or to better hear the conversation or music that we're listening to. So if you're doing that with earbuds, you're still going to hear a lot of what's going on around you. One thing that will help you with over-the-ear headphones, especially like these, is that I can't hear you as well, and I may be even talking louder because I can't hear my own voice. And if you're going to focus on noise-canceling headphones, that will help you, because we'd much rather you block out the sound around you than turn up the volume to drown it out. Something else to keep in mind is that hearing loss and damage happens gradually over time, so any change you make isn't going to be instant. However, headphone usage is something you have a lot more control over than trying to keep everybody quiet at a sporting event. So when it comes to using your headphones, try keeping them around 60% most of the time, and your ears will thank you. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we've talked about different ways that the heat is actually good for you. Many times in the past, we've talked about staying out of the heat, how to stay cool, but it's also important to expose yourself to heat deliberately at times. Now, you don't have to try very hard here in South Florida because just walking to the car or getting into the car is enough heat exposure. However, we've discovered that exposing your body to heat is activating your endothelium. It is helping you burn fat or adipose tissue, which is where toxins can be stored. It's also good for preventing Alzheimer's and dementia and other diseases. And we even talked about when you do burn fat, you breathe most of it out and lose the rest of it via sweat or other means of eliminating liquid. So those are just a few ways that the heat's good for you. You can discover more by doing some of your own research, but the point of the matter is it's important to get some heat exposure, just like we've talked about the benefits of cold exposure. Your body wasn't meant to just sit in 76 degrees or whatever your comfortable at-home temperature is all of the time. So enough of the spiel. It's hot and I want to get out of here. To be honest, I've been lying to you. There's a shade here. We've been fanning me between segments here, but it's okay. That's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. The cicadas are telling me to get out of here. If you want to watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health, you can do so on SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and let me get the heck out of the heat. Next week on SoFlo Health, we head to a gym that can simulate training in the mountains for all of the benefits of training at higher altitudes. Plus, a unique recovery center and hummus is on the menu, and it's all right here next week. I'll see you then.